Professional assassin Jack is on holiday in Sweden with his lover Ingrid in a log cabin. They choose to stroll beside a frozen lake. Ingrid discovers footsteps in the snow as she is moving along. As soon as Jack hastily dragged her behind some boulders for protection, someone starts opening fire on them. After engaging in a gunfight, Jack kills the assailant, starts looking for him, and orders Ingrid to go back to the cabin and phone the police. He shoots her in the head as she passes him, killing her. He murders a second assassin at the side of the road before running away to Rome. He meets his boss, Paul, in Rome. He instructs him to lie low in the sleepy Italian village of Castelvecchio and claims that it is unsafe for Jack to remain in Rome. Jack leaves for the town, but en route he chooses to hide, tosses away the cell phone Paul gave him, and hides at Castel del Monte, a town in the Abruzzo Highlands in the center of Italy, posing as photographer Edward. He meets Father Benedetto, a local priest, there. As they speak, Father Benedetto starts to think that Jack Edward is not who he seems to be and seeks to learn his secret. In the town, Jack encounters the prostitute Clara, who refers to Jack Edward as Senor Moth because of the moth tattoo on his neck. After some time, Jack contacts Paul, who informs him that he has an order for him and that Jack doesn't even need to shoot himself, all he needs to do is put together the necessary weapon for the client. The woman who placed the order, a unique rifle with a special silencer, through Paul meets Jack in a cafe and makes arrangements with him regarding the order specifics. Under the cover of photo accessories, Jack acquires materials and components to assemble the barrel and silencer of the necessary firearm for her. Jack and Clara asks Jack out on a date after falling in love with him. On the date, Jack finds a revolver in her purse and believes Clara has been set up to murder him at the whim of evildoers. Clara and Jack are getting ready to take a picnic to a gorgeous, remote location by the river. Jack intends to kill Clara because he believes she will try to use the situation to kill him. But it turns out that she needs the gun at the picnic to defend herself from disturbed clients, since several prostitutes have been killed in the neighborhood lately. Jack is asked by Clara if he wants to leave her or take her with him. Jack stays quiet as he thinks back to Paul's advice to most essential. Don't make friends, Jack, this is the last order. Jack phones Paul to let him know, and then he hangs up. Paul let him go, surprisingly effortlessly. Jack thinks this is strange. The following day, Jack must provide the client the firearm. He quickly stows away a rifle that has been disassembled and rebuilds the bolt before pulling it out of its case. When Jack understands that Matilda has been given the order to kill him, he hands her the gun and ammunition in a candy box at a wayside cafe where he also collects his payment. After saying goodbye to the client, he quickly heads to Castel del Monte, where a church procession is taking place as part of the town festival that day. Clara accepts Jack's suggestion that they leave the city together after he meets her at the festival. Through the telescopic scope, Matilda sees Jack and Clara, and at the right time, she pulls the trigger. Matilda is fatally injured and the rifle's bolt ruptures rather of discharging. While rushing to the dying Matilda, who acknowledges that she works for Paul, Jack hands Clara the payment and instructs him to wait by the river at their picnic location. Paul is killed in a firefight as Jack races to his car in a hurry. Jack tries to reach the designated spot by the river as he is injured and bleeding more heavily on the way to Clara's. Clara is already waiting for him there, but the car stalls after hitting a tree by the river. A klaxon bellows as Jack flops onto the driving wheel. Over Clara and the vehicle, the camera rises to reveal the treetops and a fluttering moth taking off into the sky.